Hey, this is our second video for this week. I want to see if I can switch this over to my document camera and have us work on some workbook pages together. You don't have to have your workbook. If you do, follow along with me. If you don't, just watch and make sure that you are understanding what we're doing in the workbook. I'm not going to require you to send me any workbook pages this week. So let me see if I can figure out how to do this so that you can see my document camera. Look at that. Look at that. But I want this to be the whole screen. Look at that. I figured it out. Okay, so let's look. It's page 234 on the document camera, or in your workbook note, but it is on the document camera. So, yikes, I had this all straight, and now I don't. But anyway, so it's 234, so go ahead and turn to page 234 in your workbook. We're just going to look at the top, and it says, write an addition equation and a multiplication equation to describe each picture. Well, here I have this circle is broken up into eighths, and one is shaded. So I have 1/8, and then I have 1/8 here. So my addition equation would be 1/8 plus 1/8, right? So the multiplication equation, well, because I have two 1/8s, would be 2 times 1/8. Okay, and then what is the second multiple of 1/8? I know some of you would probably be confused with that. It'd be like, what's the second multiple of 2? Would be 4, because 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 times 2 is 4. That's the second multiple, the second answer of your times tables. So what's the second multiple of 1/8? Well, the first multiple is 1/8, because 1/8 times 1 is 1/8. The second multiple would be 2 times 1/8, which would then be 2/8. Okay? I just wanted to make sure you understood what they were asking you right there. And we'll do that again. So here on the second one, we're not going to do the whole page. We're just doing parts of it. But they want to know, using this number line right here, what would be the addition equation? Well, it would be 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5, right? So go ahead. If you have your workbook, go ahead and write that down. If you don't, just follow along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the multiplication equation would then be, because there's 6 1/5, would be 6 times 1/5. Okay? And then the sixth multiple of 1/5, that means if you times 1/5 times 6, what would your answer be? Well, it would be 6/5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6/5. Okay, do you understand that? The fourth multiple of 1/5 would be 4/5. 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5. Okay. I don't think probably all of you understand that quite yet, but we'll keep moving on. Okay, so they want you on number 3 to draw a picture to represent the equations. So here's the addition one. So basically, I like drawing bars because I can just separate them easily. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I need one more. 6, 1, 2. Okay, so I have these. So it would be 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6. Okay, that's how I would draw it out. And then, so that's the addition equation. The multiplication equation would, if I drew a picture of that, it would look the exact same. I have 3 1/6s, and that equals 3/6. So I would just draw it the same. And does that make sense? So when you do this one down here, you can do on your own. The pictures are going to look exactly the same. They're going to look exactly the same. All right, so here we go. I'm going to move to the next page. So if you can, turn to page 235, and let's do a few of these together. And then I've got another page that we're going to work on in just a minute. But so they want you to write fractions. This is number 6 on page 235. Write the fractions as multiples of unit fractions. You can use visual fraction model to help you. It means you can draw something, or if you have fraction circles at home, you can use those too. So 4/12 would equal 4 times 1/12. Make sense? So 8/10 would equal 8 times 1/10. Unit fractions are fractions that have a 1 in the numerator. So 1/2, 1/4, 1/8, all of those would be what you call unit fractions, okay? So if I have 7/5 here, it would be 7 times 1/5. Does that make sense? Okay. And then 9/8 would be 9 times 1/8. Okay. So I want to answer these next few questions. 7/8 is a multiple of the unit fraction. So remember, unit fractions, I just told you up here, unit fractions have 1s in the numerators. So 1/8. 4/5 is the 4th multiple of the unit fraction. Want to guess? So unit fraction is a 1, and then you're going to just use that same denominator, 1/5. 10/2 is a multiple of the unit fraction, 1/2. And then 6/4 is a 6th multiple of the unit fraction. What do you think? 1/4. Okay. Hopefully that helps you understand some of this terminology that they'll be using. Okay, so number 8, we're just going to try number 8. We're not going to do number 9. You can do number 9 later. This is a number story. So Jessica made 3 pitchers of lemonade. Each pitcher holds a 1/4 gallon. How many gallons of lemonade did she make? So they want you to write, remember, a multiplication number model is just a multiplication sentence. Okay, with the unknown, it means equals X or whatever. So we have 3 pitchers of lemonade, and they each hold a 1/4 gallon. So how many gallons did she make? So this would be what it was, and so equals what? So in math, we use an X, an N, a Y. So if you watched my video, hopefully you watched the first video, so it would be 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4, or 3 times 1/4. So it would be 3. She made 3/4 of a gallon. Okay. And so I want you to try this one on your own. Jason has 6 pounds of almonds. He wants to put a 1/5 pound of almonds in each bag. How many bags did he make? So just write your multiplication sentence just like above, and then see if you can figure out the answer. All right. Okay. Now, I want to move to page 243, and we're just going to do a few of these together. So turn to page 243, and it says you can use a number line or any of these things, but you're going to use me to help you right now. So does this fraction make an exact number of wholes? We spent a lot of time in class working on what a whole is earlier in the year. So, and they want you to explain why or why not. We're going to do a few of these. So does this fraction make an exact number of wholes? Explain or show why or why not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see 9/8 equals, well, there's a whole, right? 8/8 plus 1/8. So does this equal an exact number of wholes? No, it equals 1 whole and 1/8, right? Okay. So if you're not seeing what I'm doing, let's move on to the next one. We have 16/8 here. So let's break it and see how many wholes we got. Well, I know that 8/8 plus another 8/8 equals 16/8. Look what I've got here. Remember, a whole is when the numerator and the denominator is exactly the same. So if I used a fraction circle, I would have all 8 of my pieces colored in, and that equals 1 whole. So this one is yes. Okay. let's look at 14 halves. So you would going to have, I can keep pulling out as many holes as I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Oh, 10. Okay, so I've taken out 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So look, this it's exact, right? There are holes. So it equals 7 holes. Another thing that we talked about is this is a division problem. And 8 will go into 16 exactly twice, right? Will go exactly twice. And so this is 16 divided by 8, which we know is 2. So 14 halves, I know 14 divided by 2 is 7. And you just proved it here by taking out all those halves. All right. So you can go on and do the rest of these, but I think you've figured this out. You can try and do the rest of these. I think that those are the 3 workbook pages I wanted to go over with you this week. So hopefully you have your workbook. If you do not, you followed along, and I hope you understood what we were doing. But there I am. It is, Saturday morning. It's rainy and gross outside. I hope that you are enjoying your weekend, and I will see you later. Bye.